1996 Alfa Romeo 164 here. It's the 3-litre petrol Busso engine on the 5-speed manual gearbox. Very, very rare with it being on the manual gearbox, this one. And like I say, it's a 3-litre Busso engine. We're going to start off at the bonnet, work our way around this lovely big Alfa, onto the interior, and then we're going to go for a cold engine startup. We have had it on charge for 2 days. The battery doesn't seem to be taking any charge, so please bear in mind that this one's going to want a battery. With a jump, it fires straight up, and it just starts charging that way, but we'll have it on charge for 2 days. So, bodywork wise, lovely and straight up the bonnet itself. It's a lovely, lovely metallic blue, this one, dark blue. A few stone chips across the front edge there. That's all we complain about. And the odd little tree sap or bird poo mark here and there, but a few stone chips, but no heavy dings or dents across that lovely big bonnet there. Headlights are lovely and clear on the left-hand side, so is the bumper corner there. I've got a tiny, tiny little mark here on the bumper, and I mean very, very small. I think a polish would square that away. The trim's all nice with some very, very light surface scratches where it's been washed. So we come across the front bumper onto the right-hand side again, crystal clear on the headlight. The bumper corner itself nice and tidy with a very, very light mark on the very top corner there. As we come down the driver's side, up the wing top again, lovely and straight up the wing top. No real complaints there across the wing. You can see it's obviously had some paint work at some point in its life, and we've got some very, very light crazing in the lacquer on the driver's front wing. No corrosion coming through that. And see on the paint side of things, lovely and tidy as we come down the driver's wing and up the pillar onto the roof. Sunroof model as well, this one. Nice and tidy across the roof. A little bit of a chip on the back edge of the sunroof itself on the right-hand side. No corrosion that I can see across the roof itself. And again, the odd light surface scratch where it's been washed and a few little tree sap marks. A good polish would square those away as well. Tiny, tiny little bit underneath the paint there above the windscreen, which you wouldn't have noticed if I hadn't pointed that out. Wing mirror caps crack free. Bit of corrosion to the alley stalk on the wing mirror there on the right-hand side. Down the driver's door there, you'll see there is a little bit of a colour discrepancy. It's obviously had this section painted at some point in its life, and we've got some crazing in the lacquer again on that section that's been painted. Lower half of the door nice and straight, no blebs coming through there. As we come back onto the rear door, this is driver's side. Again, nice and tidy on the door, a little bit of a scuff to the metal rub strip there on the driver's side rear door. And again, same sort of light crazing to the paint in the middle section there on the driver's side. And a few little stone chips here and there. A little bit of bubbling to the aluminium trim on the pillar on the rear door. Nice and tidy down the back edge of the door there. A few little marks here and there. As we come onto that rear arch again, a few little chips at the front. As you come around the rear arch, this is also still part of the section that's been painted. We have got that crazing in the lacquer on the paint side of things there, but no heavy rust around that rear arch onto the bumper corner, nice and straight. As we come around the right-hand side, you'll see the colour discrepancy where it's been painted down that middle section there. Nice and tidy on the rear lights all the way across, no cracks in those of that to see. Bumper corner's lovely and clear on the left-hand side. The back bumper itself's in nice condition across the top where it meets the boot. Normally get quite a bit of heavy scratching there. That's not the case on this one. All nice and tidy across the back of the boot lid with a few little slightly heavier scratches here and there, and a very, very small amount of bubbling just starting on the lip there off a couple of chips on the boot. Paint's nice and flat on the actual boot lid itself. No heavy scratching there, all nice and tidy. As we come round the left-hand side onto the rear quarter, nice and tidy down that rear quarter, all one colour. A few slightly heavier scratches towards the back there. Around the wheel arch, no rust coming through at all, lovely and straight all the way down there. A few stone chips towards the lower half of that passenger rear door. And nice and straight down that whole passenger rear door. No heavy scratching, no dings, no dents, all nice and tidy. Have a look at the roof from the left-hand side, and again, lovely and tidy across the roof. No corrosion around the sunroof itself. The odd little bird poo mark, and got a tiny, tiny, very shallow dent towards the back on the left-hand side. As we come forward onto that passenger front door, no chips out the back edge of the door, no heavy scratching around the handle. Lovely and tidy all the way down that left-hand side there. Really nice and straight. Slightly heavier scratch here just on the passenger door again. With it being dark blue, you don't really notice it. No cracks to the wing mirror cap, but again, a little bit of corrosion onto that aluminium stalk, alley rash, sorry, not really corrosion, alley rash on that stalk. Around that front wheel arch, no corrosion once again. Lovely and straight up whole left-hand side wing. Really nice and level down that left-hand side. Onto the engine bay, interior now, lovely black leather in here. Door card itself, lovely and tidy. no heavy scratching to the plastic, a few little scratches to the leather trim around the back of the grab handle. You can even still see the window switches are all nice and clear and tidy. A tiny little nick out the door card there on the driver's side. The seat itself, nice and tidy down the seat, lovely and soft, very comfortable this one. Heated electric seats in this Alfa. A little bit of wear there in the bolster, very small amount. It's the right amount of wear for the year and the mileage. Just a little bit of discoloration on the inside there, but no rips or tears at all. Lovely light cream matte carpet set's gorgeous underneath as well. You've got the wood steering wheel with no lacquer peel, no real wear to the wood steering wheel, no flakiness at all to that. Dashboard's lovely and clean all the way across, no complaints there. All nice and standard down the centre console. A little bit of wear to the gear selector, but even the plastics around the window switches are lovely and tidy, and around your electric mirrors, all the buttons are nice and clear, still white, no problems at all there, lovely and fresh down that centre console. Headlighting's lovely and clean as well. A little bit of sag towards the back edge there, but you can't really notice that because it's a very small amount. Driver's rear, again, door cards lovely and tidy, no rips or tears or marks to the plastics. And you've got those individual 4 seats, which are really lovely and tidy in the back. Again, nice and soft as well. They're not going to crack when you sit on them. You have got a 5th seat there. Armrest folds down as it should. No complaints in the back of there. Nice place to be sat at. You can see the headlining. A little bit of movement on that. Into the boot now. Again, nice and tidy in the boot. Lovely big boot on this one. All nice and clean and tidy in there. Lift it up. You see you've got matching 5th alloy spare wheel. Onto the left-hand side rear. Again, door cards lovely and tidy on the left-hand side rear. No wear to the plastics at all on the door card, and the seat itself, once again, minimal wear really to that seat. Lovely and clean and tidy. Tiny little bit of wear to the front of the bolster there if you're being really harsh on that there. Again, individual seats in the back, really nice and clean. Onto the left-hand side front door. Once again, lovely and tidy on the door card with a few little scratches behind the grab handle there. But apart from that, no complaints. Mat's nice and tidy again. Lifted up, carpet's lovely and clean underneath. Dashboard's unmarked from the left-hand side. And once again, the seat's in lovely condition down that bolster there with no real wear at all to the bolster or the insert swab. Lovely and clean and tidy. Once again, really nice and soft with your Alfa logo on the backrest there. Again, heated and electric on that left-hand side front. Onto the engine bay now. It's the 3-litre V6 petrol engine. Lovely and clean and tidy in the engine bay there. Really nice and straight across the strut tops. Engine's all nice and clean. I'm going to get James to fire it into life for us here. Firing straight up without hesitation. It's got a tiny squeak from the belt, and I think that's to do with the car drawing so much power to that battery. Very cool 90s Alfa this one. And there you have it, that lovely Alfa 164 3-litre Busso engine there with the 5-speed V6, 5-speed manual on the V6 engine.